It is back, and I'm going to say this straight off the back, YouTube. It is more meta than it even was last year, and I'm really sorry for my first set of custom tactics. And remember, these are starter custom tactics. Ignore the team on your screen right here. I've actually just won 3 drafts in a row using this formation, and it is, of course, the formation that was the most meta formation last year, the 4-2-1-3. And I'm going to say straight off the bat, I actually think it's even better this year than it was last year, which kind of blows my mind. But before we get into this video, smash that like button for me. Drop a comment down below. And if you can please hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. So without any further ado, let's get into the custom tactics. For your cheapest and most reliable place to buy your FC26 coins, please go and check out mmoexp.com. Remember to use the code WOLF at the checkout for a new massive 8% off your order. Link is below. Now remember as well, last year they brought the new code system, so if any of you are new to FC this year, for example if you didn't play it last year, I will copy and pin the code down below in the comment section, and when you type in tactics, you can just type in the code and you will get the code right on your screen right there. I presume that's how it still works because it was exactly the same last year, but if it's not, then just ignore what I've just said there. But now, one thing I will say straight away, these have worked amazingly in draft, and these are my first set of 4-2-1-3 custom tactics. So these could even change on a daily basis, even an hourly basis. But right now, using these exact custom tactics, I've just gone 12-0 in draft using the 4-2-1-3 3 times in a row. So remember when I say that things could change and tweak. And like I always say with my custom tactics YouTube as well, use them as like a template for yourself. Use them as a basis. And then if there's a few tweaks here and there that you want to do, tweak it, and then of course let me know in the comment section down below what tweaks you have made. So as we move on into the tactical preset, of course that is going to be on custom. I don't know why you would want to use anything else other than custom. The formation of course is the dreaded 4-2-1-3, and I can't actually believe that I'm bringing you this like on day number 2, but I'm telling you now, with me using this formation a few times in draft now and not losing a game with it, this 4-2-1-3 is actually even better than it was last year. Like I firmly believe that. At this moment in time, day 1 of release, of course the game did come out yesterday if you had EA trial like I did and stuff like that. But day 1 of release, this 4-2-1-3 is way better than it was last year, and I can't even believe that I'm saying it. Now, with the build-up style, I used 2 things on the build-up style in the 3 drafts. The first one that I did try was counter, and I actually think that still is the best thing to use. So counter for me is still the most meta option to use. It's basically like a fast build-up / direct passing on previous years. I really firmly believe that that is the most meta. I did also try balanced, and that again is absolutely fine. I personally though did prefer counter. I thought my players made a lot more forward runs off the ball when I was using counter on that build-up style. But I definitely do think balanced is good enough and a viable option. I haven't tried out short passing yet. I think short passing towards the end of FC25 was very, very good. So I'll probably try that once I've brought my main team and I'm using it in rivals, and let you know if that is still a good or viable option. But for me right now, on the first set, it is counter on that build-up style. As we move on into the defensive approach, a little bit boring, but you will probably know as much as me if you have played FC26. Defending is very, very, very hard on this game right now. It is so annoying. You will concede a lot of goals in general. Probably not as much when you are using the 4-2-1-3 because it is so good defensively anyway. But I actually did just leave the defensive approach on balanced, which is 50 on the line height. Pretty basic. That is what I was using. I did first of all try high, and even though I won my first 2 games in the first draft with it, I was still conceding way too many goals with it. So I lowered it down to balanced, and I did start conceding less goals with it. Now, as we then move on into the player roles, and like I've said a lot in this video already, this is just the first set that I've built, and they did work for me in draft. You know, we won 3-0, 12-0, whatever you want to call it. Like, we won 3 drafts in a row using the 4-2-1-3. So these are very susceptible to change, but right now this is what I used in that draft, which I've just finished not that long ago. Both the left winger and the right winger exactly the same as last year on the 4-2-1-3. Inside forward and balanced. I did try roaming on the inside forward and the balance inside, roaming, focus inside forward on both the left wing and right wing in the first ever game that I played in the 4-2-1-2, but I didn't really like it. I didn't feel like my left and right wing got involved as much, so I definitely think that inside forward and balanced on the focus definitely is the best. As we then move on into the striker, advance forward and attack, I actually haven't tried anything else other than that, because my striker in the couple of drafts that I was using in the 4-2-1-3 was scoring that many goals anyway, and I really liked the advance forward and attack. It's basically exactly the same as last year. When you are using a one striker formation, I really do believe that advance forward and attack is the best option to use in that, when you are just using one striker. Anyway, the cam, pretty basic. I just left on playmaker and balance. That is what I use. Shadow striker is very, very, very good. I actually did try out the 4-4-1-1 in a draft as well, and that was very, very good. And I did use shadow striker on the cam in that 4-4-1-1 draft. But in the 4-2-1-3, I really want my cam to pretty much do what it says on the tin. I want he or she just to be that playmaker. I'm not really overly bothered about them getting forward a lot. I will manually trigger them a lot anyway. So playmaker and balanced. Roaming is also definitely good if you want to try it, but I did play playmaker and balanced. I actually did try playmaker and roaming to start things off in my first ever draft with it. Now, this is where the key difference maker has changed for me in the 4-2-1-3 compared to last year. I play one of the CDMs on holding and ball winning, so they will basically just sit there, shield and protect that back four. And then the other, like, kind of CDM, I use on box crasher, which is a brand new player role. And if you read what it says, a defensive midfielder who can get forward to join the attack, making trailing runs into the box if the opportunity arises. And that helped me out a lot in the few drafts that I did win in the 4-2-1-3. My CDM that I had on box crasher was actually getting quite a few goals over the whole draft of that set of draft, if you kind of know what I'm saying. So that is what I like. That is susceptible to change though, especially if you are struggling to defend. I would maybe play double holding and ball winning, or maybe like one holding and one deep line playmaker. One thing I will say is I didn't actually really like deep line playmaker so far. I didn't think it was as good as last year, which is why I've gone with holding on the other CDM. Now, both the left back and the right back, and this isn't really to do with the 4-2-1-3 meta yet, because a lot of people haven't clocked on to the fact that it really is just as good as it was last year, if not better, in my opinion. But because defending is a lot more difficult this year, I really firmly believe that you are probably going to want to have your left back and right back on fullback and defend, just because of how difficult defending is this year. It helps us out a lot. It just means that we have our back four in a line when we are defending. Both centre-backs, though, are just on the default player role. I haven't really tried anything different with this yet. So both just defender and defend, because defending is hard anyway. And I don't really know what would change if we used, for example, like a ball-playing defender or anything like that. I then did actually use my goalkeeper on sweeper, keeper and buildup. This means that they come out a lot more, which does help us try and save the one-on-one. So yeah, definitely a little bit of a key factor there. And yeah, the code system is still the same, but that right there, YouTube, is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, smash that like button for me, drop a comment down below, and please hit that subscribe button to my channel with FC26 is here. I didn't actually think that my first custom tactics video would be on the dreaded 4-2-1-3, but I can't lie to you, you know, a lot of people on Twitch, I don't want to throw shade to anyone, but they don't really tell you what works, and they kind of feed you up a bit of a merry-go path. You know me, I keep it real with you. The 4-2-1-3 so far, day one of release, is actually better and more meta than it was last year. So I'm going to bring you the custom tactics that I use, but there's the code. That will be the top pinned comment down below in the comment section, and that is going to be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Remember, YouTube, spread the love and positivity. PMA, positive mental attitude. Peace out. One love.